Do you need a watercolor purple that practically glows? Watch what happens when Holbein Permanent Magenta hits wet paper. Intense color, dramatic blooms, and enough punch to make florals, sunsets, and shadows come alive. In the next few minutes, I'll test Holbein's Permanent Magenta for staining, transparency, blooming effects, plus whether this vibrant magenta deserves a permanent spot in your watercolor palette or just looks flashy in a tube. Today I want to talk to you about Holbein's Permanent Magenta, which is also called quinacridone violet. I picked a tube of this paint in Japan last year when I was there with my son. I actually bought like 64 tubes of paint, which was insane. Very, very cheap in Japan. But the tube I have, it actually says it's permanent magenta. They have renamed it since then, but as long as it's PV19, pigment violet 19, it's the same color. The first thing I want to do with this color is I want to do a test, and I want to see if it's very dark straight out of the tube, if it's very easy to get a nice graduated wash from dark to light. I do have my board tilted a little bit of an angle. You can't really see that on the picture here, but gravity's doing some of the work for me. So everything was still wet. I went back up into it, and I got a little bit wetter to get rid of the streakiness of it. It's not a super granulating color. It's kind of like a mid-value granulating color, but it is a very beautiful kind of purple plum color. It's not too red, it's not too blue, but it does lean a little bit more towards the red side than the blue side of the purples. The second test I want to do is I'm going to put down just a mid-value color of this across the whole swatch. I'm trying to get the water even across the whole surface. The next thing I'm going to do is once the water is even across this whole surface, is I'm going to come back in while the paint is still wet and drop pure water on top of the wet paint. What that should do is I'm checking to see if it creates water blossoms. Now, when you drop clean water on top of wet paint, it should push the existing pigment aside. And you can do this wet and wet if you want to, or wet on dry. I started wet on dry. Now coming back in here with some of the water and just dropping the water on top and seeing if the pigment's pushed aside or not. With water blossoms, one of the hardest things is you just can't do too much because it can't be too wet to start with. It has to be just wet enough. Drop the water on top and just let it do its magic. Now I'm waiting for the magic to happen. What I did here is I came back in with a thirsty brush. So the brush is drier than the paper. I took off a little bit of the color, then I came back in with more water on top of that and added to see if I can get the blossoms to really blossom a lot. This color does blossom pretty well. It's not one of the best colors in the world for blossoming. I'd give it a scale of like maybe a 6 or a 7 on a scale of 10 being the highest blossoming colors. It's a decent color for blossoming. It's not fantastic. And with this last swatch, what I'm going to do is I'm coming here with like a mid to light value range of the color. And I'm trying to get the water even and wait a few seconds for it to start to soak into the paper just a little bit. Then I'm going to repeat what I did the last time. I'm going to come back in with more water, clean water, drop it on top and see if this creates water blossoms. And then you just have to let it just sit for a few minutes. And of course, have your paper flat when you're doing this. Let the paper sit for a few minutes, you'll start to see those blossoms appear. Sometimes it does take minutes for this stuff to happen. This color does blossom pretty well. I do like it, but as I said, it's not one of the best ones in the world. It's a beautiful color. If you want to make a beautiful dark color out of this, mix it with yellow ochre, for example. That makes a very nice dark color. All you have to do is just add just a little bit of yellow ochre to it. This is a very semi-staining color. It's kind of hard to get off the paper if it's in really thick areas and it's very dark. But it's also a beautiful color for glazing on top. It's a very transparent color. It is one I actually do use on my palette quite a bit now, so I would recommend purchasing this. Holbein's Permanent Magenta is bold, transparent, and unapologetically vibrant. It stains, it blooms beautifully, and creates glowing washes that can make florals, sunsets, and expressive shadows feel alive, assuming you're comfortable giving your watercolor a little drama. Enjoyed this content, please hit subscribe. If you're interested in all the materials used in this painting, check out the YouTube description below. Thank you for watching, and happy painting.